All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. That's fucking wild. Like, why isn't it showing up? For some reason, my live stream's not showing up on here. But you guys can. Again, thank you for the 5x5. All right, let's see why this isn't working. All right, Lisa, Bush Pig, thank you for the 5x5. Grit and Grace. Dobie, Flown Grown, WTC, Joe, Elaine, thank you for the 5x5. Adam, thank you for the 5x5. Hammer, thank you for the 5x5. Sorry if I miss anybody. Grit and Grace, Patrice, Finley, Raccoon, Tom, Let's Go. Ann Arbor, Anbar, excuse me, thank you. Or Good Enough Homestead, thank you for 5x5. Mama Sita, Involving Media. Prep to Adapt, Joanne, Kathy, thank you for the 5x5. Eric, Buy the Book, Ekte, if I said that right, excuse me. Patty, On the Verge, Silence, Adam, Water Tiger, Betty, Another Friend, Prepper Revelator, thank you for the 5x5, Drone by Drone. Prepper 67, thank you for the 5x5. Dwayne, Highlander, and Count Chad, thank you for the 5x5. All right, guys, so shit is getting real with those drones. We're not going to talk about that much anymore, but John Wright, thank you for the 5x5. Mateo, thank you for the 5x5. So we're going to talk about the little Italian kid who thought he was playing Mario Brothers in real life and actually defeated his enemy, which was the final boss, the CEO of United Healthcare. So instead of pouncing on his head and getting some coins, he took a round to this guy's back and offed him. That being said, a lot is starting to come out about this guy, and a lot of people are saying that this is a psychops, right? So not so much a psychops, but it's a psychops and or distraction. Now, there's a lot of things to be distracted from. The UFO things that we're seeing in the skies, or the drones that we're seeing in the skies, that could be a distraction from the whole P. Diddy and Jay-Z nonsense that's going on right now. Count Chad said the drones are probably nuke detectors. I don't think they would need that many nuke detectors. Normally, if you're gonna send a drone to detect nukes, you wouldn't send that many up. Intimate, Badass, thank you to 5x5. All Seen Cat, Uptech, thank you to 5x5. William, thank you for the 5x5. So I don't think that's it. They have a plane that does that as well. They also have a group called Nest. Now, if Nest gets activated, then there's some real shit going on. I don't think these things are sorting out nukes because they're in interesting spots in the United States. If you're going to sniff out a nuke, you would be in New York City. You would not in the fucking Morris County, New Jersey, you know. They're also in California. Then you have Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Virginia, right? Maryland. It's not making any sense. The drones are coming for my chair. Probably. They can have it. They can have my chair. What I'm waiting for is one of these drones to come out of the sky. That's what I'm waiting for. That's going to be a shitty day for whoever's piloting that thing, if that thing comes out of the sky. Because as soon as it comes out of the sky, people are going to have their phones out, and they're going to be filming this thing. They're going to be all over the fucking thing. What the fuck is this? Why is it here? You know, like, and then they're going to start taking parts off of it and shit like that. So there is that. But that is not today's topic. Today's topic is the shocking truth about the little Italian kid, Luigi Mangione, right? That's who we're going to talk about. Oh, yeah, Another Friend. That's a good idea. That's a good idea, actually. Another friend left a message stating, we need to talk about rabbit hole live streams. I would like to do that. I was doing rabbit hole videos. I'm going to get back to that as well for next year. I'll do like one a month or however many I can do that piques my interest or your interest. But yeah, I definitely want to do some rabbit hole shit. I want to go back to that. And I'm doing movie reviews. My first movie review is going to be Homestead, the movie. So I'm gonna watch that hopefully next week, and then I'll have a review on it. But yeah, I'm gonna get back into that. Yo, so there's a lot of theories with the Luigi guy, right? Jackie, thank you for the donation. Thank you, I appreciate it. But there's a lot of theories. So one of the new theories is, well, okay, not a new theory. supposedly Luigi Mangione is gay, and I told you guys he reeks, you know, gay. So anyway, that being said, and then a lot of people pointed out why they thought he might have been gay, but that's like neither here or there. Where that gets interesting is the theory is that he had a intimate relationship with the CEO. That's a theory. If that turns out to be true, they're going to shut down this story faster than you could believe. If that is true. I hope it's not. I hope he did this for the sake of what he said he was doing this for. That makes it a lot more interesting and a lot more attention grabbing. That he did this for the reason of the healthcare system is screwing people over. And they don't listen to us. Now they have to listen to us because it's happening. Right, so anyway, the truth about Mangione, he could be, homo, but we don't know yet. He led a secret life, apparently, if he was gay. There are people stating that he was. The gay community, by the way, on the internet, they're all happy and joyous about this, which is crazy. I don't get the LGBT community and their bullshit, but when something happens like this, they're ecstatic about it. They're like, oh my God, we're going to swing dildos in the street. Like, they get fucking overly, happy. But whatever. His family, by the way, Luigi Mangione is rich. His family is like royalty in Maryland. If I'm not mistaken, they own some kind of business or empire out in Maryland, some kind of medical something or another. Yes, Luigi will be well, okay, so RWD, Luigi will not be in Gen Pop. During the duration of this trial and this whole thing, he will not be in general population. He can't be. High-profile cases do not end up in Gen Pop. After the case and after everything's settled and done, yes. But being that he's on such a high-profile case with this, they're not going to risk him getting hurt and or killed, or because this might have this can go in the direction of something happening to him in prison. They're not going to risk it. Amy, Johnny Mnemonic, the one with Keanu Reeves? That Johnny Mnemonic, or was there a new one? Johnny Mnemonic. Because that was Johnny Mnemonic. It's Johnny Mnemonic. And Amy, clarify which one, because whatever it is, I'll watch it. I mean, I thought Johnny Mnemonic was a very shitty movie, but I liked it for some reason. Grateful Prep NJ. A man was murdered. Disgraceful to anyone to celebrate his cold-blooded execution. Listen, Grateful Preps in New Jersey, I don't care about the CEO. Listen, the problem with all of this, guys, is that scumbags are scumbags, and sometimes when scumbaggery doesn't listen, extreme measures have to be taken for the voice to be heard. And I understand that. We've always understood that. That is why America is here. Because England didn't want to listen to the American people or the people that lived over here. They wanted no fucking part of listening to our gripes. And then when we started throwing tea and started the fucking American Revolution, then they listened. But up until then, they don't. And nobody ever does. So yes, does it suck that he was killed? I guess. I'm not that sympathetic. I don't care. Either way, I don't care. I'm like, all right, whatever. This dude got shot. Not my fucking problem. But when it comes to people who outwardly fuck other people over or cause other people to die because they have these policies and systems in place that screw people over, fuck them. Seriously, fuck them. Right? I mean, and like insurance companies, they are built to fuck us. Like big time. They are outwardly built to screw us over, and that's what these insurance companies do. So if that was his gripe and that's why he did it, so be it. I'm not going to sit here and wag my finger at this man and be like, oh, he shouldn't have done it. I don't care. These people will always fuck us. And the crazy shit is that they will continue to screw us over, and these guys will get all the medical care in the world. Meanwhile, people are suffering for that same care that they keep denying, but they'll sit there and get all the treatment that they need. So again, I don't have any gripes about it. If it was like an old lady like we see here in the city where people are getting popped left and right, yes, that's different. Then you're like, oh, why would they do that? That's scumbaggery. But this isn't scumbaggery. This is the guy getting his point across, and he got his fucking point across so far. Jackie, thank you for the donation. Count, thank you for the donation. Again, I think that's your second time. I thought it was. Maybe it wasn't, but whatever. But yeah, Count, thank you for the donation. Mangione's family owns a Turf Valley resort. Yes, and a country club. They own, that's the country club's a golf course, right? If I'm not mistaken. They also own some kind of, I think it's a charity for medical something or another. Some crazy shit in the medicine field. And then they also have, they own something else. They own not quite a lot, but they own a few things. Grateful Prep, there's no such justification. There's no justification for such a thing. There's always a justification. You know what? Grateful Prep, there is no justification. But how do you change the system? We are far past talking. We are far past protesting. We are far past a lot of things. And sometimes the only measure is the measure that was taken. I understand that you don't get it and you probably never will. But unfortunately, if you want shit to change, drastic measures have to be put in play. That is a simple fact. If you look at what's going on, for example, here in New York City, with the congestion pricings and the uppings of taxes and all this other bullshit, people are getting pissed and tired. Unfortunately, they're not listening because they know we're not going to do anything. But if something drastic was to happen to negate the new taxes or whatever it is, they would listen. They would absolutely listen. But again, people always seem to think that's not the way. It is the way. Unfortunately, that is how the world was built. The world was built and people got respect back from kings and queens because we moved in such a way that allowed, or rather put fear into these people's hearts. And Scandinavian, I forgot what country it was, they were taking politicians and throwing them in the garbage because they were setting rules and taxes that they didn't like. And every other country, when they don't like something, they resort to that because protesting no longer works. And here in the United States, they'll sit there and say in their office, well, they're just going to protest. Not a big to-do. Falcon, it's all right. It's all right that Grateful Preps, listen, we can't all agree on the same thing, guys. We cannot. And that's why I appreciate Grateful Preps, because she or he, excuse me, you can't agree with everybody. That's virtually impossible. So when somebody wants to, debate or argue or not even argue, but share their point of view, first of all, you have to respect it. That's number one. But two, that creates for dialogue. Because if we sit here and we agree with each other, this shit becomes an echo chamber. Right, Grateful Preps. Again, that's the easy answer. The easy answer, like you just said, is the government needs to do away with subsidized employer insurance benefits. You're right, but that is not the world we live in. That's like saying, women should not dress scantily clad so they don't get raped. That is not the world we live in. We do not live in that world anymore. We never have. We only live, okay, thank you, Grateful Preps. Sorry. We live in a world where, unfortunately, shit is only heard when things are done. You know what the government's like? The government is like having a kid. When you talk to your kids over and over again and they don't listen, what do you resort to when they haven't listened to you for the third, fourth, or fifth time? You give them a spanking. This is what this is to the medical industry. This is a spanking. But there needs to be more spankings, right? Because they don't listen to us. They refuse to listen to us. And every time we complain about shit like prices of bread going up or gasoline going up or new taxes that they create, we sit here and we gripe about it. Instead, we should be giving them spankings. And that's what politicians are. Politicians are spoiled kids that get their way, and they sit there and they make these rules and these policies, and they say, and I know they fucking say this to their friends, oh, they're just going to gripe about it, and then they'll move on. Instead of saying, if we enact this, they might come and get us and throw us in the garbage, or worse. Maybe we shouldn't do it. Politicians are no longer for the people because they are not scared of us. The politicians should always be scared of the people and always respect the people. They do not do that. They don't respect us and they're not scared of us. That is why they get away with what they get away with. They get away with shit all the time. These back fucking door deals they do, these dirty deals that they fucking do under the table, they get away with that shit because no one holds them accountable. And even if they are held accountable, they do somewhat little bit of jail time. Right? We don't hold them accountable. Every time they do these dirty deeds, we should be up in their asses getting in there. We should be getting some, but instead we're not. Instead we're sitting here doing what I'm doing, griping about the shit. So, Luigi went and did something. Timothy McVeigh went and did something. People got tired of talking and they acted. The problem is, where do you draw that line? There is a line for everybody. My line, which wasn't, it wasn't an act of violence at all, but my line was the arm ticket. I left my job. I stopped sitting there and talking shit around the round table where everybody else was talking shit about, if they do this, we're going to do that. I didn't talk that shit. I did something about it. I left my job. Sometimes you got to put your money where your mouth is, and sometimes putting your money where your mouth is fucking hurts. And unfortunately, you have to take this. You have to be willing to sacrifice. Now, I luckily got my job back. Luckily. Looks like that's a helicopter scanning for something. That helicopter's moving really slow. But again, we're not here to all agree with each other. We can't be. I hope we're not. I don't listen. You cannot agree with me on everything. You can't. That is virtually impossible. If you agree with any YouTuber on anything they say, like a lot of Trump, the people that support Trump, they're people that will follow and hang on to his every word. That, at that point, guys, is fucking a psychosis. You can't agree with everything a person does because you like them. You just can't. You can still like a person and disagree with them. It's not the end of the world. You can tell me to go fuck myself on a couple of things. It is not the end of the world. Right? It's interesting now, man. I keep this on my desk. Right? Anytime I run into a problem, I'm like, wait, what amendment is that? Is that the second or the third? What article is that in? So now I have this book to refer to the Constitution. Right? But I don't know. I just picked it up. Nice little one, too. You know what I want? For my birthday, the original Constitution. Now, somebody contact Nicolas Cage and get me that. But anyway. His family, guys, his wealthy family is a prominent family in real estate business, and they own a country club and golf courses. Not one, but two. His roommate, or his former roommate, states that this was an absolute shock to him, that this kid was a non-violent person. And everybody that knows him, growing up in school with him, his parents state that this is something they've never seen before. He could get off on insanity, actually. That would be a good angle to for him getting off. His mother filed a missing person report on Mr. Luigi Mangione after what she thought went missing for a couple of months. It was like 4 months, and then she finally decided to look for him. Meanwhile, this kid was lying in a cut the entire time, planning what he was planning. Now, the theory of Mangione is the eyebrows. That seems to be a big to-do. A lot of people and you look at the photos, there's a huge distinction in the eyebrows. This kid that we're seeing on camera, face uncovered in the jail jumpsuit, has a unibrow. He has one eyebrow and no expressions. The guy we saw on the camera in New York had a defined separation in brow. Now, for those that don't know, eyebrows take quite a while to grow back. Eyebrows are not like your beard or your hair. It takes a little while to grow back. So if I shaved off one of my eyebrows right now, make that neat. If I shaved up one of my eyebrows off right now, this would take almost a month to grow back. Duckman said, I disagree with my husband a lot, but I still love him. Poor thing. Can't help he's wrong a lot of the times. Nice. But, so that's one of the theories. And people and then the other theory going on is like, how does this kid who evaded the cops for 5 days, gay brows, right, who eluded the cops for 5 days, still has a manifesto, the murder weapon, and all of the IDs he used in his journey. So it dawns on everybody, including myself, that he wanted to get caught, especially sitting at McDonald's. Now, there's a picture of him in McDonald's. The kid had a mask on. Not only did he have a mask on, well, I don't think he wanted. There's one part of me that when I saw the photo, I was like, he had on a Scully or a winter hat, and he had a mask on, and he looked like a completely different dude. To boot, the winter hat he had on, he had it over his eyebrows, so you couldn't tell who it was. And then he had a mask on his face, and he was eating with his mask on. That fucking tard. So he was taking his mask off and eating, and then putting his mask back on. And you mean to tell me that an employee identified him? Was like, wow, that looks like him. That's you. If you look at the picture of him and what he had on, that was a completely different dude. I would not have put 2 and 2 together. But somehow, in Altoona, PA, they put 2 and 2 together. That was insanity. Yeah, people saying he wanted to be caught, but what he was wearing an entirely different outfit. Maybe he was trying to get to a destination. Who the fuck knows? And not for nothing, but he seemed to be a health freak. You guys seen the picture of him with his shirt off? He looked jacked in that picture. He looked like a health nut, and he was eating McDonald's. So I don't know if I was buying the health nut part, because I'm like, a health nut will not eat at McDonald's. I'm not a health nut, but I'm conscious of what McDonald's is, and I would never eat that shit ever again. I could be dying right now of starvation, and somebody would throw a Big Mac at me, and I would throw the fucking Big Mac right, away. I would starve. Me and Mobutu would be dying together of starvation because I wouldn't eat that shit. Kay just said I'm not buying the narrative. Yeah, a lot of people are not buying this narrative. It's just, again, unless, like we were saying, he wanted to get caught and there's a reason behind it. And if he's going to use the insanity angle, which I think his lawyers would use, if they're smart enough, they can use it. All right? If they're smart enough, they'll use that angle and then he'll get away with that. But who knows? Again, this kid, a lot more is coming out with him, and the internet is fucking fascinated with this kid. They are fascinated with this guy. I mean, like, I've never seen the amount of dick sucking I've seen with one person on the internet. They are fucking, they're fucking rubbing their faces on his dick. I've never seen this kind of insanity. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy what I'm seeing. I don't get it. But, nonetheless, this is where we are. Right? This is where we are. We're looking at a kid, and the kid is almost, and I hate to say it, a national hero. Sort of reminds me of Natural Born Killers with, what's that cutie pie's name? Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson's not the cutie pie. The other one, Juliette Lewis. That was her. That's what it sort of reminds me of. Not the crime aspect of the movie, but the aspect of the movie where they became national heroes for doing what they did. And he is sort of like a national hero. Like, people are like, backing him up. His defense fund has $67,000, which doesn't make sense. His family is rich. So why does he have a defense fund? That's, again, a lot of weird shit with this kid, man. A lot of weird shit. People are not, it's just not making sense. Natural Born Killers was a good movie. There's an uncut version, right? A director's cut. Director's cut is pretty cool. They added some more shit to it, some more crime scenes to it. I was thoroughly impressed, man. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. If I'm not mistaken, it was on a DVD. I might have that version. But yeah, very good movie. Well written. Even when you watch it now, really good movie. Yeah, Mickey and Mallory Knox. Yeah, I had such a crush on fucking Juliette Lewis. Oh God, she was just sexy back then. Stephanie's like, he's definitely gay. Yeah, we know. It's funny. Someone pointed it out, and I was like, I saw the one picture of him. I'm like, very gay-esque. But again, that really has no bearing on it unless he had a relationship with this dude. If that turns out to, if that's the curveball of this whole thing, that's crazy. Grateful Prep said he's a weasel. Who's a weasel? How many weasels does it take to weasel out of a weasel well? See if you can say that 5 times fast. But anyway, yeah, who's a weasel? But yeah. So anyway, guys, this is just this is going to get a lot more interesting, and the proceedings on this are going to be a lot more interesting. A lot of people are going to look at this, guys, and this is going to be one of the like the crime of the century or the case of the century. Luigi was at Diddy. Oh my God, the whole Diddy thing. Yo, Jay-Z is now implicated in this shit. Yo, holy shit. Luigi is a weasel. Okay. He does look weasel-esque, NJ. I mean, sorry, Grateful. He's definitely weasel-esque. I give you that. But, yeah, the amount of people like, yo, my God, yo, women are already throwing themselves at him. They're going to start, yo, I guarantee you, women are going to be sending this guy emails and fucking worn panties in the mail. Guaranteed. What's his name? Peterson. Casey Peterson. Who was the guy's name? The guy that killed her. That guy had a fucking following. That guy had an unreal following. I mean, like, I get it like Charles Manson did. I mean, Charles Manson, was a kook, but he had a fucking large following too. But this Casey Peterson was the chick. What was the guy's name? It wasn't Peter Peterson. That'd be a fucked up name to give your kid. But yeah, he had a fucking insane following. He had chicks sending him fucking letters and underwears and nude photos. Nude photos. You know what and off topic, but like when you're dating a chick and you ask a chick for a nude photo and they give you shit about it, you got chicks sending a fucking killer nude photos. This guy's going to get all the nude photos. Oh my God. The photos he's going to get is going to be fucking glorious. And that's for him. But nonetheless, he's going to get all this fame. Scott Peterson. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Hemingway, Ryan, Janie, and Michelle. Scott Peterson. Appreciate it. But, Dahmer too. Yes, Dahmer had a following too. But Dahmer was gay. Dahmer liked black men. Yeah. He liked to do weird things with them. Wear their face and their heads. I don't know, whatever. Don't want to go there. Nonetheless, Casey. Was it Lacey Peterson or Casey? It was Lacey. Excuse me, it was Lacey Peterson, Highlander. Yeah, it wasn't Casey. I don't know why I said Casey. Right, but anyway, he had a following, though. He had a fucking entourage of chicks. That was insanity. I was like, wait, what? How did this guy, like, yo, he, and chicks love that. That's insanity. And again, the letters, I love you. You're so handsome. Those letters, the underwears, the worn underwears, like, yo, that's crazy. And then the nude photos. Oh my God. In this country, you could be a maniac. You become a high-profile case, and you will have women beating down. There are dudes out here in the streets looking for a wife or a girlfriend, and they can't get that. But you can off somebody and have a following. You can have a fan page. That's insanity. These women, guys, and I have to clarify this shit, these women put money in these men's commissary in jail. Casey Anthony, right, that's another chick. She killed her daughter. And even she had a following. Casey Anthony. A lot of dudes. She had a boyfriend just recently broke up. Like, that shows you like, no matter what you do, you'll be successful in life. That's the crazy shit. Like Casey Anthony, I think she's like making money doing some shit on the side. She killed her daughter. This is the America we live in. Villain, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. Chad, thank you for the donation. If I missed that. Yeah, thank you for the donation, guys. I appreciate it. So, yes, the I can fix him theory. Every woman has that theory. I can fix him. I can make him love me. Okay? All right. Whatever you think, women. Well, yes, definitely. I mean, like, again, commissary, you put whatever you want in there. Yes. Vigilante would. Well, okay, listen. I don't want to throw the Whitney. I don't want to throw the whole fucking vigilante shit out there. He's not a vigilante. He was correcting a problem that doesn't make him a vigilante. He's still a murderer. He still did something bad, but nonetheless, he got off his ass and he did something. But he's not a vigilante. We're not going to turn him into Batman. I respect what he did because he did something he felt he needed to do, again, against a company, United Healthcare, which has for decades been a shit medical company, insurance company. Bad. So Is this going to change anything? It might. Look what Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield did. They just reversed the anesthesia thing that they were going to do. They were going to charge you anesthesia for every hour you were under. And they reversed that after this happened. So that was one thing, good thing that came out of this. There needs to be more. Thought I heard something in my kitchen. I'm like, I'm going to fucking go ballistic if I think it was what I think it is. I have to say. All right, whatever. So, yeah, that being said, guys, it's all fucking... I don't want to call him a vigilante. I'm like I said, I get what he did, but I'm not going to sit here and praise him either, you know? I mean, sorry, I'm not going to sit here and call him a vigilante, you know? What he did might have been right, but I'm not going to call him a vigilante. Yes, Ted Bundy was another one. Thank you, Dan Rose. Now, look at this. Jay-Z, right? Like right now, Jay-Z's going through it. I don't know how Jay-Z's going to recover from this. I have no clue how. And the crazy shit is there's a video with the 13-year-old girl, when she was 13 at the time, that P. Diddy was in the video with. And P. Diddy in the video asked the girl, are you going to come? And you got to watch, you got to see this video. It's online. You can find it on Twitter. He goes, he asked the girl, he goes, oh, you going to come to the after party? And then she just goes, she's like, shakes her head, no. He's like, just kidding. And Kim Porter, his wife, his girlfriend, his wife was there. The look on her face was like, why the fuck did you ask her that question on camera? She sort of smirked it off, but she had that look. Thank you, Villain, for being your last live stream tonight. And Grateful, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Right? So, I don't know how... And so that's the 13-year-old girl that everybody's speculating. But there's a video of her. It's a little white girl. And I don't know who this little white girl was. Like, I'd never seen her. But apparently she was like a big to-do back then. And again, that was 20 years ago. So she is 33 now? Well, was it 30 years ago or 20 years ago? It was 30 years ago, right? Because she's 30-something years. She's 30-something years old now. Anyway. But you got to see this video. And when you look at that video, I'm like, that's the girl. And supposedly, Jay-Z did what he did to her. There was another high-powered female in the room watching Jay-Z go at this little girl. And the girl, the high-powered chick that was in there watching, could have been or might be Jennifer Lopez. Some people are saying Beyonce. I'm like, no, it wasn't Beyonce. Jay-Z did not meet Beyonce then. They weren't even a couple back then. They weren't even a thing or a thought. In fact, Beyonce was too young for Jay-Z at that point in time. So it's definitely not Beyonce. It would be more, what's her face? Jennifer Lopez. But yeah, whatever. That be what it be. All right, guys. So I went a little longer than I wanted to, but nonetheless, guys, this is the road we're going down right now. You mean J-Lo? Yeah, Jennifer Lopez. Mary J. I heard Mary J's name get thrown out there as well, but Jennifer Lopez seemed to have been the one that they've been focusing on. And Jaguar Wright, you guys can look her up. Type her in the YouTube channel. Jaguar Wright. She has all these videos, and she talked about this very incident about 3-4 months ago. She mentioned this incident with the 13-year-old girl, and how P. Diddy had a 13-year-old girl at an after party, and two high-powered singers, rappers, were part of that nonsense. And Jaguar Wright talked about it, and she mentioned Jay-Z might have been involved in it. Now this lawsuit came down on Jay-Z's head. Jay-Z is fucked. But Jay-Z will still have a following when he goes to jail, of course, you know. But if Jay-Z did what I think he did and Jennifer Lopez's name gets dropped, she's screwed. And Jennifer Lopez has been really quiet and out of the spotlight. Yeah, thank you, Kathy. Jaguar Wright is right. She is awesome. And she's also right, like very right. But anyway, everybody keeps mentioning Pink's name being on the run too. We'll see. We'll see where Pink's involvement is. But J-Lo's involvement is getting closer and closer. In fact, that's why a lot of people think Ben Affleck left her and not the other way around. Ben Affleck probably found out about this shit. She said something to him, and he was like, yup, and he cut it off. Well, anyway, we will see. We will see. So anyway, other than that, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. If we do the Jersey drone hunting thing this weekend, we will let you know. Again, it will be at night. It'll most likely be either Saturday and or Sunday if we get that off the ground, if I'm not too busy working overtime. Because I have to do overtime over fucking looking for drones. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching. And I will see you guys next week for the doubleheader. Appreciate it. Also, Sunday morning, I will have the Angry Prepper Fitness live stream Sunday morning. I'm going to post the video or the update on the video on the Angry Prepper channel community board. Other than that, guys, thank you. Good night. And thank you for the donations and supporting the channel. Appreciate it.